Our next question comes from Gabriel Gonzalez with Cage Side Press.
Thank you. For both Tony and Justin, you guys are known for being very popular fighters, ones that fans really get excited for, and there's a lot of energy. Have you guys, just how do you envision for both of you the experience of going out there and there's not going to be that big crowd?
When I was in the Ultimate Fighter, it was the exact same thing. I mean, the only people that we had in the crowd was 2 sets of bleachers and our coaches. We had a couple cornermen and we had the commission right there. It's going to be exactly like how I was training the Ultimate Fighter when I was a part of Team Lesnar. Nothing's going to change. Nothing has changed, and we're going to keep doing the exact same thing. We're going to go out there with that W.
Me and Tony grew up wrestlers,
and for Justin,
you never knew how many people were going to be in that arena, in the gym. It didn't matter. A duel. Sometimes no one showed up. So competition is competition, and I believe it's going to be much more of an intimate situation. As weird as that sounds, the fans are going to get to hear, the shots when we land our shots. They're going to hear that. They're going to hear the breathing. They're going to hear the talking from the coaches. So yeah, man, I think it's. Again, I'm a huge fan of it, man. I can't wait to watch this fight when it's over because I know that it cannot disappoint.
For Tony, we've watched you pretty much, we saw you getting ready for April 18th, and then every time something has come up, you've just showed us you just still eyes on the target, fighting, taking whichever opponent. People just want to know, how have you been able to stay focused? Then, of course, in MMA, what's been the secret for you to just tune out everything to be at the top of your game going into this fight?
Man, I'm not worried about anything else besides my game or what anybody else is going to do. We did all the preparation, all the hard work, the grunt work was done in the off season, and right now we're fine tuning and we're feeling fucking great. I just got done with a nice ass warm up. Took me a couple hours, and I'm feeling great, dude. We got here yesterday, ran almost 6 miles, and we got acclimated to Jacksonville, Florida. Can't wait to put a fucking show on for everybody at UFC 249.
And finally, for Justin, earlier this year, we were thinking you were going to be on the outside looking in while everything gets sorted out with Tony Khabib, with everything else. Now you have a great opportunity to almost flip the entire lightweight division upside down. Can you just talk about what it's been like, that roller coaster of emotions as you go into this one?
Yeah, I mean, as a fighter, you want control. You want at least a say or control of your destiny. That's all I was asking for, was to not get looked over or to not get passed by because of politics. Things worked out the way they did, and now I got exactly what I asked for. I get the ultimate say in my destiny, and that's all I ever wanted.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Next question comes from Danny Segura with MMA Junkie.
Hey, Justin, how are you? Quick question for you. Tony has obviously been on an incredible win streak, and he's basically said, how this is going to be another title defense for him. Do you see him that way? Do you believe he's almost like the uncrowned champion of the lightweight division?
Yeah, I mean, he fought a huge fight, won that belt, and then they took it from him. So, I didn't agree with it. And yeah, I mean, he got the title fight. He was, this fight was set up, and because of these unfortunate circumstances, we had to move on. He had to move in a different direction, and luckily, I'm the one that got the call, man. Because again, all I wanted to say, win or lose, max effort. That's all that matters to me. My family will love me. My dog don't give a shit if I win or lose. So yeah, it's max effort, and that's it. That's all that matters.
Yeah. And any concerns you mentioned there, like you didn't agree with how they took the belt away from him. Any concerns that you might get the interim title and maybe not get the shot at Khabib, or is that not in your mind?
My life does not exist after May 9th. I don't know, don't care, doesn't matter. I'll figure that out when it's one day at a time for me. I am in control of my thoughts, my emotions, and outside that, I don't have much control of much else.
And a few questions ago, you mentioned how the game has politics in the division, all that. How much did the politics influence the decision to jump at this opportunity, given the fact that these opportunities don't come around often?
No, you don't ever. There's not very often you're going to get a chance to fight for a world title on the biggest stage in the world, much less during a pandemic when there's zero sports going on. You're going to be the only one on TV. It was a perfect storm. I say I don't take late replacement fights, but I never say I don't take late replacement championship fights. This is all we fight for as athletes, as fighters. You fight to be number one. You fight to prove that you believe that you're number one, and you have to face your fears. You got to go out there and take the chances that you got to take when they're presented.
And for Tony, you've been the number one contender for quite some time. I think if you would have decided to wait for Khabib, I don't think people would have complained about you getting that fight with Khabib. So what was the decision behind taking this fight with Justin? Because Justin is a very game opponent, obviously. And did you ever think of perhaps waiting and taking the Khabib fight later down the line?
I never wait, man. I always take every single opportunity. This one's for not just for myself. It's faith, family, and friends, man. And there's a lot of shit going on in the world, and I'm just trying to do my fucking part, keep sports alive, and then really just let me refer back to The Ultimate Fighter. There's no bullshit with it. You didn't know who you were gonna fight. You fought like maybe within like 3 days or a week notice or whatever. You didn't know, so you always had to be ready. And it doesn't matter who you're gonna fight. You always had to worry about your shit instead of everybody else's stuff. And I'm gonna keep going and doing what I exactly do, and punches, knees, kicks, and elbows, man, and blades and shades all day.